There are the top 10 real-life haunted houses from the creepiest places around the world. Welcome to the Web's Facts channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, you are missing out. And yep, do press the bell icon. Watching this collection of scary haunted houses in the dark or by yourself is likely to keep you up all night, or at the very least, send a chill down your spine, even if you consider yourself the bravest of the brave. Oh, is that a challenge? Why, yes it is. In case you're feeling really fearless and ready to get freaky, you can actually book a stay at most of these places and greet the ghosts yourself. So happy hauntings ahead. Number 1. The Lemp Mansion in St. Louis, Missouri. Starting strong with a very scary house, the Lemp Mansion in St. Louis, which is known to be one of the most haunted places in America due to a tragic history. The 33-room home was built in the 1860s by William Lemp, a successful brewery owner who ended up killing himself in 1904 after the youngest of his 4 sons, Frederick, died. A few years later, his wife also died of cancer in the house. Then, in 1922, William Lemp Jr. shot himself in the same room William Sr. killed himself. As if that weren't enough tragedy for one place, in 1949, Charles Lemp, William's 3rd son, killed himself in his room. That same year, the house was sold and transformed into a boarding house where reports of hauntings began. According to Destination America, witnesses have experienced burning sensations and slamming doors. Today, the Lemp Mansion is a restaurant and inn that also holds events. On Sunday nights, the inn hosts a murder mystery dinner. Number 2. The Villisca Axe Murder House in Villisca, Iowa. On June 10, 1912, Josiah and Sarah Moore were bludgeoned to death inside of their home in Villisca, Iowa. Their 4 children and 2 friends who were spending the night were also killed, and to this day, the crime remains a mystery. Their home is considered one of the most haunted houses in the country, and guests are drawn to it. People even pay $400 plus to stay for one night. Tours have been cut short by children's voices, falling lamps, moving ladders, and flying objects, says the Villisca Axe Murder House website. And in 2014, a paranormal investigator stabbed himself after spending the night. Skeptics have left believers, adds the website. Number 3. Jean Harlow House in Los Angeles, California. Los Angeles is one of the best destinations for haunted house hunting, and this Bavarian-style home in Beverly Hills has a particularly gruesome history. In 1932, it was home to the iconic actress Jean Harlow and her abusive husband, Paul Byrne, who shot himself in the head while standing in front of the mirror. Their butler discovered him and called MGM instead of the police, so there were tons of rumors that it wasn't actually suicide. Many suspected Byrne's ex-girlfriend, a suspicion exacerbated by her jumping off a boat to her death a couple days later. Jean moved out after his death, but died only a few years later at the age of 26. But wait, it gets creepier. In 1963, celebrity hairstylist Jay Sebring bought the home and lived there with his girlfriend, Sharon Tate, until she left him for Roman Polanski. They were still friends and remained so until both of them were murdered by the Charles Manson cult. Tate was the same age as Harlow when she passed. There are also stories about 2 other people dying in the swimming pool over the years. Number 4. Hotel Montevista in Flagstaff, Arizona. The Hotel Montevista has numerous paranormal guests that they can't get rid of. The hotel, which opened as the Community Hotel in 1927, named after the townspeople who helped raise the funds for its construction, has a history of underground opium dens, speakeasies, and gambling. Today, the hotel is known for the paranormal activity that haunts some of the rooms and halls. Guests who have stayed in room 220 have experienced the TV changing channels on its own accord, and some have said they felt cold hands touching them in their sleep. There's also reportedly a phantom bellboy who knocks on doors and announces room service. But when guests get to the door, no one's there. Staff have found themselves running upstairs to escape the sound of the cries. Though the sounds are very real to those who hear them, there has been no information that has explained the phenomenon. Number 5. Myrtles Plantation in St. Francisville, Louisiana. Rumored to be on top of a burial ground is the Myrtles Plantation in Louisiana, which is the home to at least 12 different ghosts. Built in 1796, ghost stories center around the tale of an enslaved woman named Chloe who had her ear chopped off after she was reportedly caught eavesdropping. Seeking revenge, Chloe killed two of the master's daughters by poisoning a birthday cake. She was then hanged by her fellow enslaved people and today is reportedly seen wandering the plantation with a turban on to conceal her ear. If you want to investigate things for yourself, you can stay at the plantation for $175 a night. Number 6. Hotel Cecil in Los Angeles, California. More cursed than haunted, downtown LA's Hotel Cecil got such a bad rap that it actually changed its name to Stay on Main. If you're a true crime and paranormal super fan, you've likely already heard of it. Where to begin? So many bad things have happened here. There's literally an entire Wikipedia page dedicated to its violent history. The first recorded death by suicide is in 1931, followed by a long string of similar deaths in 1932, 1934, 1937, 1938, 1939, and 1940. In 1964, tenant Goldie Osgood was brutally murdered, a crime which has remained unsolved. But the weirdest is definitely the disappearance and death of 21-year-old traveler Elisa Lamb. Since then, it's closed. Are you scared? Nope? Okay, let's continue. Number 7. Louis Family Mansion in Taiwan. Built in 1929 in Baroque style, the Mingzong Ghost House, also known as the Louis Family Mansion, is a place with a heartbreaking history. Located in the Taiwanese countryside, it's been abandoned since the 1950s when the family fled abruptly. Like all mysterious places, there's plenty of lore around the family and why they left the once beautiful place. Local legend said the maid was having an affair with her employer, Lu Rongyu, and when the secret came out, she jumped down the well to her death. But since she did not live to tell the tale, who's to say another family member didn't push her? Then she came back to haunt the family until they finally left. A few years later, it was occupied by members of the Kuomintang of China, many of whom were also thought to have died of suicide, which exacerbated its reputation as haunted. People who visit report plenty of ghostly sightings. Number 8. Los Feliz Murder Mansion in Los Angeles, California. During the mid-20th century, this large Los Feliz home was the seemingly happy home of Dr. Harold Perelson and his family until the horrific night of December 6, 1959, when he murdered his wife in her sleep with a ball-peen hammer and attempted to murder his 3 children before drinking acid to kill himself. 2 years later, it was sold to the Enriquez family, who used it as a storage unit, and their son continued to do so until he sold it to a couple in 2016 who had plans to fix it up. But it seems to have scared them off because within a few years, it's on the market again. Photographers also report a feeling of needing to run away from the house when they get close up to it. Number 9. Villa de Vecchi in Italy. Villa de Vecchi is foreboding, all right. Just consider that looming fog blanket. Located near Lake Como in Italy, the House of Witches dates back to 1854 to 1857 when it was built as a summer house for Count Felix de Vecchi. The family was only able to spend a few years there as their lives were mired in tragedy right after it was built. First, the architect died a year after construction. Then in 1862, Count de Vecchi came home to discover his wife murdered and his daughter missing. When he could not find her after a year of searching, he died by suicide. His brother then moved into the home and his family continued to live there until World War II. It has been vacant since the 1960s, and an avalanche in 2002 wiped out all of the houses in the area. Except this one. Number 10. The Crescent Hotel in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. In 1937, millionaire inventor Norman G. Baker posed as a doctor and turned the hotel into a hospital that he said could cure cancer. Have the chills yet? Baker, who had a fetish for purple, painted many sections of the hospital in the color, and today, the chimneys remain that same color. In addition to wearing purple shirts and ties, he drove a purple car as well. People came from all over with hopes of curing their cancer, and many who were treated died. Eventually, Baker was exposed and run out of town, and today the property is an active hotel. It's said to be haunted by several ghosts, including a bearded man wearing Victorian clothing and a 5-year-old girl. What are your thoughts regarding these places? Let us know in the comments. So this was today's video. If you liked it, hit thumbs up and make sure you have subscribed to the channel. Thank you so much for watching.